and welcome back to Little Red Roaming. I am Little Red, your host on this little corner of the internet. Today, I am going to answer a couple of questions that I commonly get asked about my experiences with Couchsurfing. And if you don't know what that is, Couchsurfing is this really cool cultural thing where you meet people online usually through Couchsurfing.com, and they let you stay in their home. It's on a couch, maybe it's on in a spare bedroom, maybe they're gonna let you camp out in their yard. You know, there's so many different ways that it's done. You don't always know what to expect. So I did this for a portion of my traveling. And when I tell people that, they say, they look at me like, Chelsea, you met people online and then you just went and stayed at their house in a foreign country? Are you insane? That's usually the first question I get asked. Are you insane? I don't think so. But who am I to say? I'm not a psychologist. Maybe I am insane. However, the second question that I get asked most often is it safe? My answer to this is yes, but. On the website, you're able to review your hosts. You're also able to review the travelers who might stay with you. And you're able to review travelers who just meet up with on the way. So when I was in Iceland, I met up with a group of people through a Couchsurfing group, page. And they were all traveling, and we all were going to be in Reykjavik for the same couple of days. And we met up and spent 2-3 days with each other and getting to know each other and exploring the city. And that was really great because then you have company. I stayed in a hostel, so I didn't have a Couchsurfing host in Reykjavik, but I did meet with Couchsurfers. The site can be used in various ways. If you're not really comfortable going to stay at somebody's house, it's a really cool way to connect with other people who might be doing the same thing you are, traveling around. And if you're a solo traveler, it's really nice to have a contact with somebody in the place you're going to. As far as safety goes, so you have the reviews on the site, you can get an idea of what the person is like and what other people's experiences with them are. But use your common sense. If somebody feels a little weird and if those alarm bells start ringing, just go with it and say, you know what, I'm gonna stay somewhere else. I extended my stay in hostels now and then, and I had one bad experience with a couch surfer person that I met, which I'll tell you about in another video. Next question that I get asked a lot is, well, how much does that cost? My answer to this is it's free, but there's no exchange of money. And that's a beautiful thing because we all know that travel it can get pricey. Most Couchsurfing members are of the mentality that travel should not be expensive, but also that it's about a cultural exchange. And so my host in Germany, we had some really great conversations about the differences in our cultures, and he tried to teach me a little bit of German. It didn't stick. I'm sorry. I'm terrible at German pronunciations, but we got to talk about that. I had another host who served me this beautiful, really delicious Iranian dinner that I probably would not have had otherwise. It's so cool to be able to have that interaction and see how people in the country you're visiting actually live and really get to know them one-on-one. I loved that about it. That was wow, it changes your perspective and it changes your experiences of places that you go. So yes, it's free, but be prepared to be, getting to know the person you're staying with. This isn't a hotel where you check in and then you leave. You're gonna sit down and share a meal with this person at least once while you're there and spend some time getting to know each other. And who knows, you might make a lifelong friend. I know I've made a couple through Couchsurfing. Third question that I often get asked, what if they're into you? What if they think you're attractive and they hit on you? What do you do? That's totally up to you, but keep in mind, Couchsurfing is not a dating service, and it shouldn't be used that way. I've had Couchsurfing hosts who were interested in me. I told them no. It's just being upfront and saying, that maybe that's not what you're looking for. Maybe it is. And if it is, go with it. You do you. But don't go into Couchsurfing expecting that. And most people that you meet through Couchsurfing do not. They understand that boundary and they're respectful of it because you're staying in their house, and the minute that they flirt with you, it changes the dynamic and it makes it really uncomfortable, I think, for you as the traveler, but probably for them as the host too if you turn them down because you're still staying in their house. Yes, we're human. It happens that people are interested in each other because people are attractive, and animal instincts, you see somebody attractive, you say, hey, I would like to flirt with this person. I think keeping it respectful and not going into Couchsurfing with that expectation. So don't pick your hosts based on who's prettiest in their pictures. Pick them based on what's in their profile and what the reviews say. And vice versa. Don't host only young, attractive people that, you might have that ethical dilemma with. Like, host everybody. Everybody needs a place to stay. I've talked to male Couchsurfers who think that it's a little bit harder for them to find somewhere to stay. And I think that's a little bit unfortunate, and I hope that bias gets kind of smoothed out. And maybe that was just their experience. So overall, I would say that if you are a social person, a budget traveler, and you're not afraid to meet new people and experience a really different way of traveling, give it a try. Give Couchsurfing a try. Be forewarned though, always have a backup plan. For me, so I have the Hostel World app on my phone, and I used that it was instrumental and helpful anytime that I needed to change my accommodations last minute. And there are, some groups on Couchsurfing for like last minute, emergency backup like hosting, which is great, but I don't think you should rely on that. So plan your budget with the idea that any Couchsurfing thing that you have set up is going to fall through. Plan your budget around that. Plan to be able to afford a hostel if you need it. Because you don't want to go somewhere and be like, well, I can't afford to go anywhere else, so I'm stuck staying in this person's house if you're really uncomfortable. That's not a place that you want to be, and it's not safe. If you get somewhere and this person doesn't show up or whatever, you need to have a backup plan. Just for safety. That's my little tidbit of advice. Take it with a grain of salt, though. For the most part, everybody's very communicative, and it's a really great community, and it's really cool. I'll even link you down to my profile down in the bottom in the description so that you can see maybe what a Couchsurfing profile would look like. So that's going to be it for today's video. You might have more questions about Couchsurfing, and I have plenty of stories, so I will probably be making a couple more videos on the subject. If you just want to drop me a line, you can drop it in the comments, or email me, or check out my blog post on the subject as well, which I will link down in the description too. Yeah, I would love to hear your thoughts, hear your experiences. Have you couch surfed? Would you couch surf? Is it something that you'd consider doing in the future, or that you think, that's insane, Chelsea, how could you ever do that? Oh, you're nuts, you're gonna get killed somewhere. That was my dad's thought, I think, when I first told him I was going to do this. Yeah, no, I want to hear whatever feedback you have on the subject would be fantastic. Thank you again. I hope you have a wonderful afternoon. Ciao!